Then property, you have ideas of super condo, which of course led to other problems because it's too massive, right? MM2H, Malaysia, my second home, all right? And gated communities, concept like that, new concepts of even property development, agriculture through biotech, higher use, insect resistance, etc. All right. So you have to keep on pushing the frontiers, right, through technology. All right. So move up. So my assistant just warned me, I'm running up the time. Climb up the technology ladder. Last time we had very low mix. We produced one little chip, but tens and hundreds of millions of them, but each one costing maybe just a few cents. Okay? Now we are talking about very high mix but low volume. That means you produce equipment, you produce devices, all right, which has a very high value. So we are no longer our workbench, we are no longer Asia's workbench, we are no longer the sweatshop. Okay? And then we have explored new niches and growth areas, automation, which I mentioned, biotech, medical devices, and I say solar energy devices. Okay, solar panels. Quite a few of them are coming into Malaysia. First solar in cooling, and then we have one or two in the pipeline for Penang. Okay, and then Malacca, Selangor, because we have a lot of sun. That's our advantage. We must take advantage of what we have. All right. China cannot do that, right? And certain areas cannot do that too, okay? Now, while we have to leverage on our existing strength, which is our track record, our workforce, our work culture, our competitive cost of doing business. And I think these are the things that we have to really work on, all right? Then the third up is actually link up. We must link up with others, okay? To compete less, cooperate more. Definitely we compete, but not cutthroat, don't kill each other, right? But cooperative, meaning hold hands, all right? Not patol, but at least hold hands, all right? Then you must identify and focus on the core competence. See, if you are good in automation, really go into it and make sure you are at the top in the world, okay? Rather than to go into it halfway, like some companies, get listed. Then after that, they go into property development, go into land speculation, go into all this. For a while, it may really boost their profile. But, if there's an economic crisis, you can't stand. All right? So I think the catchword is still, you must have your core competence. And then you must leverage on each other's specialties to form supply chain clusters. Work together, right? Like we have formed, for tourism, we have even COPEL, Koperasi Pelancongan, all right? And then scope, we have for software automation called PAC, Penang Automation Cluster, and then there's a Penang Health Group that link together the 7 major hospitals, promoting Penang together. That's what we have been working on, all right? So, then finally, fire up our spirits, your fighting spirit, our enterprising, entrepreneurial spirit, innovative spirit, believe that we can, and indeed, we have actually many firms and many engineers who have proven ourselves to be really good, okay? But never give up and never say die, all right? So the 3 ins is to pull in, to dig in, and to look within. Okay, to look within. Alright? So, wow, fancy, Alright, pull in. Pull in talents from Malaysia, those returning to Malaysia. Pull in technology, alright? High tech usually means high value. Pull in resources, funding, knowledge, because by ourselves we don't have enough, all right? We have to pull in from the rest of the world, all right? Dig in means to consolidate and strengthen our position, all right? And to focus on core competence, what I've said before, and don't overextend it into unrelated areas, okay? Don't go and extend yourself too thin, don't spread too thin, all right? Now then, look within. What is look within? What can Malaysia do for you? Alright? Always look at who are the guys next door that can do something for you. Now you will be amazed. And then plenty of funding available too, even in terms of funding. Alright? A lot of people are not aware that SME Bank, Mosti, MDV, that ventures, Matrade. For example, Matrade will subsidize your travel and expenses and exhibition expenses if you want to promote your products overseas. Okay? In exhibitions organized by Matrade. Yeah? And a lot of people are not aware of that. So we have to do a lot more promoting, by the federal government. Now, what can you do in Malaysia? So instead of offshoring to cheaper locations like Vietnam, consider locations in Malaysia, right? For example, if you move a bit north, you look at Perlis. Perlis is interesting. It has got a couple of very good technical university colleges, right? Cheaper labor force, and now they offer almost free land. Okay, so there's a way to go, but don't move out of Malaysia if you can. Right? Now then, because there's no culture or language shock. See, if you go to Vietnam, you have a language shock, a culture shock, right? What can you do for Malaysia yourself? Also ask. Don't ask Malaysia to do for you, but ask what you can do for Malaysia. You can adapt to changing times, embrace technology, be service-oriented, and improve your communication skills. Okay? Then the 2 outs is to reach out. Okay? Market ourselves. We have to do a lot of marketing. In fact, Malaysian firms have not been doing enough marketing. Okay? We have not been branding ourselves. Okay? Recognition are very key. How do we go about doing it? I think therein lies one of the greatest challenge. Okay? Can Malaysia produce an Apple or Acer, right? Or you call our computer durian and try to sell to Australians? But maybe you can, You can have a computer that has a smell like durian and people like it. Alright? Then you have to go for exhibitions and networking, and I said, Matrix grant, make use of it. And then the other out is to outsource and source out. Okay? Outsource meaning that you take in outsourcing from others from around the world. But you also must outsource to others as well. Don't try to do everything yourself. Okay? Spread it out, share it out. Okay? And then cooperate and collaborate. Okay? Now finally, one down is only one word: cost down. Okay? And that to me is another challenging, very big challenge, especially in the world of today. With rising fuel cost, alright, with rising food cost, right? With rising, everything is rising, right? How do you keep the cost down? Of course, you cannot keep the cost down to such an extent that nothing moves, okay? But the key is competitive cost or comparative cost. We comparing with others, right? Our labor cost may be more expensive, but our logistics costs may be cheaper because we are more efficient, okay? Our land cost, because we control it, right? It is competitive. So there might be some kind of ideas and for innovation, okay?